warm welcome here ahead of qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Normally these streets are lined with vehicles, it's non-stop traffic jams, but today the roads are closed to everyone except the 20 best drivers in the world. It's time for qualifying for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 25 My Team Career Mode. We are now on the streets of Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We're racing as Colapinto for the last time this season. And unfortunately for Season 3, Colapinto will be dropped as we have landed a contract with Charles Leclerc. So, unfortunately, this is the last time that we will be racing as Franco Colapinto. Can we secure him a couple of points? If you haven't seen the last instalment from Monza, again, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. Right, coming here to Azerbaijan off the back of that race, and what a strong race it was. But we got momentum building. Let's carry it on. We've had another set of upgrades fitted to the car here, so we could be quite strong. But Q1, not our strongest effort, but Antonelli was 6th, so that's a very encouraging sign. Could this be the first time that we secure a double points finish here in Baku? Never say never as we now come round to complete our Q2 lap. Round the left, right, onto the straight. I tell you what, it's not looking very good for Charles Leclerc at the moment in P15. But as we hit the beam, where do we go? Oh, it's P10. That is P10. And unfortunately, Antonelli improves and knocks us out. But we're 10th and 11th for the Grand Prix. That's a good sign. We can work together and try and orchestrate double points.
From Azadlik Square, heart of Baku, and home, of course, to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri, and Albon, Antonelli, Fernando Alonso, Colapinto, and Charles Leclerc, DOESNT, Behrman, Carlos Sainz, and Stroll, Hadjar, Senna, Pierre Gasly, and Nico Hülkenberg, Aaron, Lawson, Bortoletto, and Mika Hakkinen rounds off the grid. And alongside me today is a man who needs no introduction.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
On the grid then, the aim is double points. Can we achieve that here at Baku? We are underway for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We've moved up a couple of places because of penalties. So Antonelli now up to 7th. And we've now gone round the outside of Fernando Alonso and moved into 8th. Jack DeWood having to have a go as well. He moves up to 9th. And Leclerc 10th. So Alonso, who was in 9th, really losing a bit of ground going into turn 1. And we're now 7th and 8th. And you know what? For now, that will do nicely as we sit behind Kimi Antonelli. I nearly hit the wall there, and that's going to allow Jack DeWood a little look. Thankfully, we don't hit the wall. And as we head into the castle section for the first time, we are in a good position here. Albon in 6th, Antonelli 7th, we're in 8th. And I'm hoping Antonelli can find a way to have a look at Alex Albon in front. But at the moment, this is a good place to be. Here is George Russell, meanwhile, having a look at Max Verstappen for the lead. And down the inside he goes. Russell giving it some hustle. And he moves his Mercedes into the lead. A great early charge here from the Mercedes. And Lando Norris sitting there in 3rd. Is he going to have a go at Max Verstappen? Verstappen's pace not looking its strongest at this early stage. And here comes Lando Norris blasting past up into second, Verstappen dropping to third, Russell sets the fastest lap of the race. We're still sitting behind Antonelli, seeing if he can have a go on Albon, but unfortunately Albon is tucked up behind someone else, and that's making him quite quick at this early stage.
Behind is dropping back by about 0.3 a lap. Well done.
And I'm just trying to maintain pace with the cars in front, all the while trying not to lose a position to Jack Doohan, who is looking very strong at this stage of the race. Antonelli just ahead of us. Well, he's about a second and a half ahead of us. But at this stage, I've decided to try and back up Doohan and Sainz as much as I can to allow Antonelli to build the gap in front and protect his P7. This will help me as well maintain P8. So this is a tried and tested tactic that we saw teams use in the actual Monaco Grand Prix this season, and I am trying just to hold everyone back and guarantee Antonelli a strong finish in the points. This is Lando Norris now taking the lead away from George Russell. Russell not really fighting that one off, so I wonder if there was a little team instruction there just to say, look, Lando is kind of still in the fight in the championship, even though it's a very unlikely chance. Can you kindly get him out the way? Right, into the pits we come, and I'm in quite early, and we've got a little issue with the tyre, but I've been backing everybody up, hoping that would secure Antonelli's position. And as we now head out the pits, a job well done. Now it's time to get down the road and see what we can achieve in our race. But I'm hoping after the pit stops, Antonelli can maintain some good points here. We're getting a charge on early to make sure that we undercut all those that we were racing. And now we're lining up Nico Hülkenberg for an overtake. He's also running long. He's yet to pit yet. I think Bortoletto will be in first of the Salvers. But we're now going down the inside of Hülkenberg, and we make that move stick. Moving ahead of him. And where is Kimi Antonelli? That is the question. Is he pitting soon? He'll probably be in at the end of this lap, which he is. As we come down the straight, we see Antonelli in the pits, but he is still in the pits. What is going on with our teammate? He's had a super slow pit stop. As Antonelli comes in, the red light goes on, and oh, for God's sake, it's this again. And there was clearly space where he could have left the pits there as well. Cars will start to come through momentarily, but there was plenty of time to get him out there. But that red light, once again, getting stuck and depriving us of a double points finish. I just can't. I genuinely can't. But one thing we have done is catch up with Carlos Sainz. He got an undercut on us because he pitted early when he went from mediums to hard. So that little undercut he's got has kept him ahead. But now we're coming after him and we're pushing hard. I'm not sure how I exceeded track limits there. I'm really not sure what I did wrong, but maybe I went over the curb too hard. It doesn't matter anyway. We're lining ourselves up to go after P7 in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Can we get close enough to Sainz to have a go? Sainz has done a great run there, so I think right now we might just be a little bit too far behind to make the overtake. Oh, Sainz pits. I thought he'd already pitted, so maybe he's too stopping this race. I'm not sure why Carlos made an additional pit stop there, but here comes Kimi Antonelli, just trying to salvage something, anything he can from this race, and he's just taken P13 from Pierre Gasly. He still might make a points finish yet, but this is Charles Leclerc coming at us now. Are we going to be able to defend that? Ooh, yes, we do there, but Leclerc now going to the outside, and I feel like this might just be an exercise in futility, trying to hold back the Ferrari, and we might lose time to Jack Doohan if we waste too much time doing it. So I don't know, I would like to try and keep Leclerc behind and hold on to P7, but here he goes. Yeah, we weren't keeping him behind. And now we just sit back in P8. Hopefully we can hang on to this position and secure 4 championship points. But on lap 23, Mika Hakkinen has now caught us. And I fear Hakkinen may be past us just as easily as Charles Leclerc was, as we now head round the left-hander. Here comes Mika Hakkinen. He's going to go down the inside. I'm not fighting him off because my goal now is to stay ahead of Jack Doohan and secure a couple of points from this race. It wouldn't be an entire loss, but it's such a shame that the race went this way when both of us were looking at double points. But in the end, it just wasn't meant to be. And, well, that red light glitch affecting Kimi Antonelli there and sending him well down the order. I think he's going to hold on to P13 though, but we're trying to hold on to P9. Senna has got past Doohan and he's making a last lap charge for us. I'm hoping we can hold on to the position. Lando Norris secures another win here. It didn't look in doubt. He looked so quick. And from the moment he took the lead from his teammate, he never lost it. Mercedes just had it today. But as we now head out of Sector 2 to begin the final sector, I would like to think that we've done enough to keep Senna at a certain distance where he won't overtake us. I've also saved my battery over the course of this lap, just so that we can have as much of it as we need to on this straight to keep us in position. Senna, I don't think is close enough to make the overtake, so we're going to cross the line in P9 and take 2 more points. Oh, it could have been the double today. It could have been the double.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
And it's always good, Crofty, to get that momentum on your side, and it's really good for your confidence as well. The more confident you are, the further that can take you.
It's what they've all been racing towards, waiting for them. High above the pit lane is our podium. And for the lucky 3, it's time to stand on it. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, Verstappen did manage to secure a fastest lap, but there's no point for that anymore. Norris then leading Mercedes 1-2 with Russell second, Verstappen settling for third, Tsunoda fourth, Piastri fifth, Albon a great drive in the Williams in sixth, Leclerc and Hakkinen 7th and 8th. We grabbed 9th as Colapinto and Senna having to settle for 10th, and Antonelli having to settle for 13th. 44 points in the championship fight then with 2 races to go. Lando has given himself a very, very, very outside chance of taking it, but I feel like the championship might be wrapped up by the next race in Austin before the finale in Las Vegas. But yeah, he's doing what he can, and we've now gone up to 14 points for Colapinto from 12. However, I would have liked to have secured the double points today. Thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. As always, please leave a like and hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. And until the next time, TTFN, ta-ta for now, and enjoy the rest of your day.